started in about 2 minutes. started. I know we're still waiting for a few people, but they'll trickle in. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me in the back? Yes? Okay. So I am Dr. Armando Sarian. I am the DIO and Chief Academic Officer at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. For the past 33 years, this has been my home away from home. So I also trained here starting in '91. Today, it is an honor for me to present to all of you the Brooklyn Hospital Center Residents and Fellows graduating class of 2024. I would like to welcome the parents and loved ones of our graduates who are here today, as well as the ones watching us via our YouTube link. And thank you all for your support throughout their residency that made today's graduation possible. So for all of you, residencies vary from 3 to 5 years, and some of our fellows spend 3 years here and 3 years of fellowship. So they're all been here anywhere from 3 to 6 years. Now, please join me in applauding the hard work, dedication, and achievements of our 2024 graduating class, who started and persevered through a worldwide pandemic. Now, I would like all our graduates to stand up and applaud their parents and loved ones for their support throughout their careers. I also want to thank, and we'll give a round of applause, to all the TBHC leadership, the physicians, and the staff who also helped make today possible. Without them, they couldn't achieve all their goals. So thank you. I would like to also welcome our chair of our Board of Trustees, Mrs. Lizanne Fontaine, our CEO and our President and CEO, Mr. Gary Terinoni, our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sam Amirfar, Senior Management, Departmental Chairs, Program Directors, Associate and Assistant Program Directors, Faculty, Residency, and Fellowship Coordinators, and of course my GME team to this special event. Now to the graduating class. Dear residents and fellows of the graduating class of 2024, we are here to celebrate an important achievement and milestone in your lives. You work hard to reach this milestone moment, and the Brooklyn Hospital Center could not be prouder of your achievements. We have the utmost confidence that you have been equipped with all the knowledge and skills needed to make a positive impact on the world at a time when we feel it is most needed. We've met most of you as new medical school graduates. Some of you had not stepped into a hospital, and you're now joining us in our alumni ranks. We're very happy that over the last few years, a good number of our graduates have joined us on our faculty to continue to keep Brooklyn healthy, which is one of our missions, and to continue to educate the next generation of physicians. I would also like to inform you that at the present time, the Brooklyn Hospital Center as a teaching institution, as well as all our residency and fellowship programs, are fully accredited, many of them with commendation. Mrs. Lizanne Fontaine, would you like to say a few words? Mr. Gary Terinoni.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, good. Oh, get my glasses. Okay. First of all, I'd like to welcome and thank all the family and friends of the 2024 graduating class for being here today, either in person or virtually. Is that okay? Good. I would specifically like to thank Armand, Dolores, Nancy, and Karina for getting us to this point. And let's not forget the teaching faculty, program directors, APDs, and coordinators. So I'm going to ask the graduating class to applaud those folks. I heard last night at the pediatric party that they wouldn't be there without that group, so thank you. We know it's not an easy journey, particularly for those graduating today. However, I remember my mom telling my sisters and me, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Well, I can attest that this graduating class has ventured and clearly has gained. They've gained the ability to take on any professional challenges that come their way. We at TBHC, the board, management, faculty, and staff, are most proud of your accomplishments. At the scholars presentation last week in the cafeteria, I was amazed by the quality of research and its potential impact on creating better treatments of care. More importantly, this research can potentially allow development of preventive treatments that will work to improve the health status of the communities we serve so that people live healthier and longer lives. The resident and fellow focus on improving the delivery of health care and overall quality of life clearly aligns with the mission and vision of TBHC. You should know and feel proud that TBHC never stops venturing either and constantly tries to seek and create solutions for itself and the entire healthcare community. In this regard, TBHC has been instrumental in developing a model called AHEAD that has the potential to transform the finances and delivery of care for safety net hospitals throughout the country. Under this model, otherwise known to TBHC as a global revenue equity model, participating hospitals will get a guaranteed revenue budget or payments regardless of utilization. The purpose of this guarantee is to provide enough resources for safety nets to invest in programs and capital to improve the overall healthcare status of their respective communities. Only 8 states will be participating in this model, with New York State being one of them. Within New York State, only 12 hospitals will be part of the initial class of hospitals participating, with TBHC being one of the 12. The model is a 10-year program initiated by CMS with full implementation starting in 2027. I also want the graduates today to be proud that they have been working and contributing to an organization that in 2023 was ranked as one of the best hospitals, top 16% in all of New York State by U.S. News and World Report. This was a first for TBHC in its history. You do not receive this designation by standing still. It has been TBHC's focus on safety and quality and the recruitment of physicians to complement its existing strong physician base that has gotten us to this point. So as you graduate today, know that you should never stop venturing. I can almost guarantee you that your focus, creativity, and hard work will result in a successful journey for you, and hopefully provide value to society as a whole. You see, that is the path that you have chosen by taking the physician's Hippocratic oath. Thank you for this time and allowing me to be part of this festive day. All the best. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Dr. Sam Amirfar, our CMO, for a few words.
Thank you. Put on some glasses, I'm sorry. Air conditioning here is very nice. It's very powerful. Good evening, graduates, family and friends, staff, physicians, administration, and board. Thank you for allowing me to speak for a brief 2 hours today to you. As you finish this chapter of your life, with the long hours of residency soon behind you, it's important to reflect around the knowledge that you received and the unknown you're about to enter. You may have picked up some bad habits. We all did. I know I did 20 years ago when I graduated from Bellevue. We learned to ask 20 questions impatiently from our patients rather than letting them finish their story uninterrupted. We saw patients as hits, train wrecks, or obstacles to dinner, rather than people who are scared and needing care. But it's important to transition out of that thinking as you approach your professional life. It's important not to see patients as other than me. That's just how they are. That's just how they eat. And those are just the problems they have. By assigning our patients category of them or other or different, we can excuse differences in treatment, response, urgency, and ultimately outcome. After all, they are not like me. This attitude is not only unfair, but does harm and gives rise to health disparities. By labeling someone as other and not like me, it's easier to do unfair things to them. Whether it's Democrat versus Republican, Palestinian versus Israeli, or India versus Pakistan, the first step to injustice is by seeing the other person as not another human, but being other. I believe we are dedicated to protecting and preserving the dignity of people, to helping anyone we encounter, and to treat them as family. This answer means we listen to our inside voice about the person who's living with homelessness, who drinks excessively, or the new mom who is going through a rough time. The side we should be on is on the side of humanity everywhere. The idea of other is superficial and trivial distinction based on superficial and trivial characteristics. The idea of we is the commonality runs through us all. If we all take a 23andMe test here today, you'd probably be surprised at our own ingredients that make us up. People forget, but genes don't. In the end, it shouldn't even matter if we truly are focusing on serving humanity with our spirits, not our egos. It doesn't really matter where we come from, what our genes are. If we see ourselves as we rather than focusing on treating people who don't agree with us as other, then that's not the way to go. In my family, I've been exposed to Catholic, Islamic, Hindu, Jewish, Sikh, and Buddhist ideas. I'm not a theological expert, but I've not found a passage in any of the holy books that say we should only look out for our own, that if family's taken care of, don't worry about other people's predicaments, that we should make as much as you can, make as much money as you can, and not be responsible for others because God will take care of the poor. And you're not supposed to, when you're wrong, you're not supposed to pay someone back 100-fold for the wrongness. Instead, all the books and all the major religions say that we're all connected, we should uphold the dignity of others, and that even though it might not be our fault, is responsible to help fix society's problems that harm others. This life's a journey, and we are given amazing responsibility and privilege as healers to take care of patients. At the end, we evaluate our lives by the good we leave behind. I'm privileged to take this journey with you, and to the IM Chiefs I've come to know this year, Victoria, Raphael, Bhavya, Daria, Salman, Thazin, and Vikash. I expect to hear great things from you. I hope when things get tough, that you rely on each other, support each other, and remind one another of the great privilege and responsibility we all have as physicians. Winston Churchill once said that success is going from one failure to another without any loss of enthusiasm. I wish you all to fail like Winston Churchill. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2024, and I wish you the best. Thank you very much.
So we're going to do things a little different this year. So we will now proceed to introduce each departmental chair and program director to say a few words to the graduating class. The graduates, they will then proceed to the left side of the podium, your left. Dolores Mendez will then introduce each graduating resident and fellow. They will then walk across the podium, receive their diploma, graduation tassel, and gift from me. We'll then take a picture together, and they will then proceed to the left side of the podium for a group picture with their departmental leadership. Once all the residents of each specialty have walked across the stage, the program directors will be invited back to the podium to discuss, to inform us the future plans for each of the residents and fellows. It's impressive where everyone is going. So we're going to start with the Department of Dentistry. I'm going to invite Dr. Dim, Chair, and Dr. Boyce, Program Director.
Good afternoon and welcome. I promise to be brief, no matter how long it takes. I am pleased and privileged to once again have the opportunity to speak at our annual resident graduation, representing the Department of Dentistry and the Division of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. The event is certainly a most meaningful one in the lives of our graduates, and only one of many milestones they will be accumulating throughout the years. I am a proponent of the words written by the poet and novelist Gertrude Stein, who said that silent gratitude isn't much use to anyone. And I think that it is important to verbalize and clearly acknowledge with gratitude the support made possible by the friends and family members sitting in this room today, to our graduates for their support through their years of training. Gratitude is especially due to our President and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Gary Taranoni, and his senior administration, as well as to Lizanne Fontaine and her dedicated Board of Trustees for their tireless work and efforts on behalf of the hospital in providing a high-quality institution which allowed our residents to benefit through a high-level education and training. This hospital is a safety net hospital, and you all know what that means to the bottom line. And as an institution, we have little to no endowment funds. So keeping a hospital like this afloat takes significant ongoing effort. As co-chair of the Brooklyn Hospital Foundation, I am hopeful that you will all remember this institution in the future and how it afforded you the ability to practice your craft and show your gratitude and appreciation by timely contributions to our annual fundraising appeal. Unlike younger chairmen who will be speaking here today, the advice I give you has already been vetted by my keeping track of all the mistakes previous graduates have made taking my earlier advice. Graduates, you no longer have to answer to a program director. No longer do you have to fill out your duty hours and work an average of 80 hours a week. You have earned the privilege to now work 120 hours a week, be on call 7 days a week, and have to answer to the Center for Medicaid and Medicaid Services, the Department of Health, and various attorneys lurking in the shadows. My daughter is an attorney. But truly, you are all to be commended for the sacrifices you have made in choosing a career in medicine and service to your fellow man. You are truly unique and not at all representative of the young people presently graduating university. One might surmise, based on recent demonstrations occurring in major universities in the country, that all the young people are only interested in pursuing truth and justice. However, I suggest you read the Sunday, May 26, 2024 business section of the New York Times. The paper quotes the Harvard Crimson, which did a survey of the current Harvard students, and they found that 60% of Gen Zs were interested in going into finance or high tech with the single motivation of, quote unquote, making a bag, which is slang for a sack of money as quickly as possible. An equally fascinating commentary on current life is a New York Times Magazine article, May 12, 2024, which had a special edition on retirement, devoted to retirement, and they quoted a former Stanford professor, Bob Sutton, who made the following statement regarding why executives are overstaying their leadership positions and choosing not to retire. He said it's because of the lure of 4 Ps: power, prestige, privilege, and pay. Unlike you all, who at the end of your careers will look back upon the 4 H's: happiness, and that you've had an opportunity in healing others at their time of need, helping people at their most vulnerable times of their lives, higher education and mentoring of young doctors, and the humane treatment you all deliver to patients. Before I introduce the three chief residents, I would once again like to thank Mr. Gary Terranoni personally for his dedication and loyalty to the hospital and to my department. As the great philosopher Cicero said, nothing is more noble and more venerable than loyalty. I would like to personally acknowledge Dr. Ricardo Boyce, who stands to my side, my vice chairman, for his dedicated efforts on behalf of our department, as well as to all our dental assistants and front desk personnel who make the department run. Also to our attendings, Drs. Clarkson, Miller, Woodbine, Chan, Nelson, Clemens, Sadowski, Perez, and Bunt. It is a privilege to work with them, and we are so very lucky to have them at the Brooklyn Hospital. I'd like to also acknowledge my administrator, Mr. Javier Velez, and the Senior Vice President for Ambulatory Care and Chief of Nursing, Judy McLaughlin. I also would wish to acknowledge Dr. Armand Asarian, our DIO, who is both an advocate for all the teaching programs and a close personal friend, as well as Dolores, Nancy, Karina from the GME office. Finally, to Gloria Stallings, who is both my executive assistant and the residency coordinator for both oral surgery and general practice programs. I do not know how she manages to keep all the balls in the air, but we are fortunate to have her at Brooklyn Hospital Center for over 30 years. As always, I leave the residents with some life advice. Never prescribe a sedative and a laxative simultaneously. And always borrow money from a pessimist, because he does not expect to get it back. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Terranoni, Ms. Fontaine, Dr. Amafar, Guy, Dr. Asarian, members of administration, members of board of trustees, chairwomen, chairmen, program directors, and attendings. As always, I would like to thank Almighty God for bringing us here at Long Island University again, for guiding my colleagues and myself to another productive and successful year. I extend a warm welcome to all the parents and families of our graduates. I would like to thank our chairman, Dr. Harry Dim, for his leadership and continued support for the Department of Dentistry, the General Practice Program, and the Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Program. I would like to thank Ms. Gloria Stallings, our Executive Assistant, and GPR and Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Program Coordinator, for your dedication and strength, are true assets to both of these programs. And Gloria, please raise your hand so people can acknowledge you and see you. I would like to thank Ms. Dolores Mendez, Nancy Jamie, Karina Casanelli, and the other GME staff for your continued help and support. Special thanks to all the attendings on the general dentistry side, Dr. William Perez, who is behind me, Dr. Gary Clemens, Dr. Rena Clarkson, Dr. Saad Butt, Dr. Esther Nelson, our dental hygienist, Natalie George, as well as those on oral surgery, Dr. Earl Clarkson, Dr. Michael Chan, Dr. Edward Woodbine, and Dr. Jared Miller. Also, many thanks to our dental administrative staff at TBHC, Javier Velez, Lucy Moran Pachardo, Kadim Raynor, and especially to our dental assistants for their help and support. We are a team, and we certainly could not do it without any of you and your help. To the entire 2024 graduating class, I wish you nothing but the very best of success moving forward, and congratulations. I would personally like to thank my residents and the oral surgery residents for helping our team to improve the oral and systemic conditions of our patients by diagnosing and eliminating infections and pain. This unique collaboration between both programs allows us to provide health to the people of Brooklyn and neighboring boroughs. I sincerely thank you for your dedication, hard work, and service. Special thanks to our 3 chief residents, Dr. Joseph Kang, Dr. Joel Rosenfeld, and to my former resident, TBHC class of 2019, Dr. Amanda Andre Fernandez. Thank you all for your leadership, for our residents, and support over the years. I wish all of you the very best of success in your future endeavors. To my residents, I pushed you to be the best dentist you could be. This road was not easy. Sometimes it felt a bit unfair, but sometimes in life it can feel this way. Do not be discouraged. Always lean on the side of righteousness, and you will meet a positive force that will help you and encourage you to do what is best. It was a pleasure teaching you and getting to know each and every one of you and your families. And I hope you enjoyed your time with me, acquiring new skills, knowledge, and providing quality dental services to our patients at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. I wish every one of you the very best of success in your future endeavors. We will take pictures, and Dr. Perez will come to announce where the residents will be going. Thank you.
We're going to start with the Department of General Dentistry, Dr. Wu Sung Chang. Dr. Danjin Piri. Dr. Dory Veronica Casper. Dr. Suhan Mesta. Dr. Jasmine Pai. Dr. Jennifer Chefs. the Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Amanda Andre Fernandez. Dr. Joseph Kahn. And Dr. Joel William Rosenfeld.
So I believe Dr. Perez will let us know where everyone is going next. Dr. Perez? Also, graduates, on your way back to your seats, please pick up your graduation box.
So just to reintroduce our class and sort of honor them, from Columbia University, Dr. Chang is going to become an orthodontist at the University of California in San Francisco. From New York University, Dr. Hyrie will be doing orthodontics next year at Columbia University. A Rutgers University alum, Dr. Casper, is going into private practice here in New York City. From University of California, San Francisco, Dr. Mesta will be doing private practice in New York City and eventually pursuing orthodontics as well. Similarly, Dr. Pei from Columbia University will go to private practice for a year and pursue orthodontics after that. And who else? Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Casper is also, after private practice, will be pursuing orthodontics as well. Seems like there's a pattern here. Maybe it's contagious. Nobody wants to go into pediatric dentistry like me, or wants to stay a general dentist, but except for Dr. Schvetz, who is from New York University, but wants to go all the way to LA to do private practice. So just join me one more time in congratulating our class of
Dr. Amanda Andre Fernandez, is going to join a private group in Long Island. Joseph Kang will be joining a private group in Seattle. Joel William Rosenfeld will be joining a private group in Boca Raton, Florida. Thank you for your dedicated years of work. Thank you.
Next is the Department of Emergency Medicine. Dr. Jonathan Siegel, our chair, and Dr. Molly Williams, our program director.
Hello, everybody. So honored to be here. Of course, I'd like to thank Mr. Terranoni, Ms. Madame Fontaine, Ms. Fontaine, Ms. Dr. Amrafar, and the entire ED nursing staff, Kathy Peterson, Rob Davis, Graham, as our leaders. And I could go on and on. Yolanda Hayes, our program coordinator, Jennifer John, ED office administrator, and core faculty, of course, Dr. Mendez, Dr. Thompson, and who could forget Dr. Molly Williams, who will speak next. So I'm Dr. Siegel. I'm an ER doctor. I have the privilege to serve currently as chair of emergency medicine at Brooklyn Hospital. Really a privilege. For those that are not familiar, emergency medicine is the front door of the hospital. We're doctors who make quick decisions, often with limited information, on every type of patient. Oftentimes it's the worst day of their life, and we're there for them. We're a jack of all trades. Arguably one of the best doctors you could have for the first hour of whatever happens. Passionate attention spans, but our attention spans can be kind of short. So, where was I? One of my other favorite parts of emergency medicine is that we interact with nearly every other specialty. So it's wonderful for my own graduates, but all the other graduates that I've worked with is really very proud of you all to see you moving on in your careers, and I've had the honor of working closely with all the different residents from across the hospital. So for my advice to you all, like a true ER doctor, I'll keep it brief, and I'm putting it in the top 5 list. So number 1, diversify your career. Don't do the same thing from graduation to retirement. It prevents burnout if you're always kind of doing something new and doing something on the side. And there's so many opportunities in medicine other than just clinical. You want to be clinical, but you want to do more. From academics to innovation to leadership. Take on new challenges every few years. Don't do the same thing forever. To keep yourself fresh and motivated. We all know healthcare will be very different in 20 years, and I would love to see you all be taking an active part in crafting the future of medicine. Number 2, never come 10 minutes late to a shift with a fancy Starbucks coffee in your hand. Number 3, always be a forever optimist. It's the only way to live, in my opinion, is to be optimistic of the future, that things are going to progress, that the world is getting better. And by this, assume good intentions in other people. Don't look for the negatives in others, look for the positives. Find the good in people. When you come to work, learn everybody's name. Learn from the environmental to your nursing to everybody. Learn their name, smile, greet people, be a human, and look for the good in them. Never make blanket statements about others. Propose solutions more often than you're pointing out problems. Come to your leaders and say, I think that this could fix that, instead of just being listing problems. So, number 4, have perspective on your career. Don't look at the others who went into, say, investment banking, finance, law, with any jealousy. You're blessed. Yes, you're entering a convoluted healthcare system that is full of headaches. However, in the end, you're blessed with a career that has a direct human impact, that is also secure, that will support you and keep you challenged mentally. Don't envy any other career. And last, but most important, be a patient advocate. Make patient-centric decisions. It sounds easier than it is. There are competing interests from insurers, coders, employers, regulators. Just remember that no one will ever second-guess you if you're putting the patient's interest as priority number 1. They can't counter it. Be empathetic to your patients even if your encounters are brief. Do teach back with them. Inform them about how long things will take and any delays that will be occurring. Involve them in the decision-making, and I think that's the most important. Be a partner with the patient. Let them be a driver of their health care. Do all this, and you'll have an easier and more fulfilling career. So I'll hand off now to Dr. Williams, the bedrock and pillar of the emergency medicine program, to take it from here.
Department of Emergency Medicine, Dr. David Clark. Dr. Jonathan Deluge. Dr. Letty John Elenjikong. Dr. Benjamin Taylor Farrell. Dr. Mabel Abiola Majikudumi. Dr. Soumya Narayan. Dr. Michael Keith Simmons.
Good afternoon. As was Dr. Dim, I was instructed to keep it brief, so I'll try to make my way through this entire binder swiftly and quickly as possible. And no, I'm not joking. Good afternoon. I would first like to acknowledge Mr. Terranoni, Dr. Amafar, all the members of the senior staff, the Board of Trustees, Ms. Liz Fontaine, Dr. Jonathan Siegel, all the departmental chairs, Dr. Asarian, our DIO, the program directors, associate PDs, assistant PDs, but most importantly, I would like to acknowledge the graduates of every residency and fellowship program represented today, and to your family members who are here with you today, both in body and in spirit, to see the culmination of their years of support and tireless commitment. Today, I have the privilege of looking at 8 very unique individuals, each of which I have been enabled to train, to prepare them to make their mark within the fields of emergency medicine and within their respective communities. As many of you know, I often enter the emergency department with a basket full of treats. And while I try to refrain from eating the candies and the treats myself, I often keep a jar full of candy in my office. Generally, there are candies of various types. Some of those candies are sour, some are sweet, some chocolates, perhaps with a smooth truffle or a crisp crunch, some with nuts, others with caramel. Nonetheless, no matter what your preference might be, there's no shortage of options. And just like with this class, while they are all bundled into one bag, there is definitely no shortage of variety. While thinking of a theme for this year's graduation, I was reminded of a story told to me by one of the graduating residents. He decided to describe one of his various pastimes. One would assume that it would have been an adventurous story of closely watched wildlife in Africa, perhaps preparing for his residency interview by singing the chorus of The Lion's King, I Just Can't Wait to Be King, and yes, he did. Or a topic from his most recent review of Tintinelli's Emergency Medicine's Review. But no, it was a story describing how he spent his time at home making chocolate from fresh cocoa beans. And from then on, he became known as HCDC. Dr. David Clark was the original candy bar, the Hershey's chocolate bar, classical, kind, thoughtful, and level-headed. Dr. Clark will take his calm demeanor to the University of Chicago as he begins his fellowship in emergency medical services. And so I looked into my candy jar for further inspiration. And in the same candy jar, I found a Mr. Good bar. This candy bar is both simple and intricate at the same time. While its ingredients are simply chocolate and peanuts, the number of nuts can range anywhere from 1 to 36, depending on which bar you get. It can be creamy, it can be crunchy, it can be salty, and it can be sweet. But in order to enjoy the bar, one must be logical and analytical, choosing how many nuts you choose to devour. You must be able to gather all of the information and review all of the data prior to providing an opinion about the context, the content, and the texture of this bar. This candy bar is quiet and it's unassuming, but at times can pack an unsuspecting powerful crunch. Dr. Gregory Chang will take his quiet yet logical expertise and analytical thought processes all the way to the University of Texas, where he will embark on a fellowship at MD Anderson Cancer Center. Once again, I looked into the candy jar and I found a Take 5. And if you know anything about candy bars, the Take 5 is known for its multiplicity of ingredients. It has caramel, peanuts, peanut butter, pretzels, and chocolate. This candy bar might be a bit overwhelming for most, but not for the administrative chief resident with the appetite of an American pygmy shrew who can't live more than 2 hours without eating and the metabolism of a hummingbird. Dr. Jonathan DeLuche will find it difficult to hide his big personality and even bigger appetite as he fills his attending physician role as a part of the Team Health family at Oswego Health. So again, I reached into the jar and I pulled out a Tootsie Pop. And a bit of nostalgia set in as I recalled watching a commercial growing up in which there was a wise old owl sitting on the tree branch, and he asked a young passerby, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And the wise old owl snatched the lollipop and said, let's find out. And just like the Tootsie Pop, it took me several years to unravel the many layers that formed Dr. Benjamin Farrell to finally find his Tootsie Roll center, a relatively quiet, meek, and soft-spoken individual who found his core as a strong emergency medicine physician. We will continue to watch him soar as an attending physician at Jamaica Hospital Medical Center in Queens, New York. And so I reached into the jar once more again, and I found the Twix. And to my surprise, not only was there one bar, but there was two. So every time I opened a pack of Twix, I found 2 bars. And it was no surprise that when I walked into the very first conference of 2020, I saw the only 2 females in the class sitting together. They giggled together, they chatted together, they often enjoyed working together. But then I realized, year after year, even though their seats changed, they were still sitting together, chatting together, and yes, giggling together. They were just like left Twix and right Twix. But are they different? Yes, they are. Right Twix is chocolate, caramel, and a cookie. And left Twix is a cookie, caramel, and chocolate. Dr. Letty Alingical, our scheduling chief's sweet demeanor and creamy personality meets you at the door. But don't let the red phone ring. Or email her just 1 day late with your schedule request, because then you will immediately meet the firm texture of her right Twix cookie crunch. Dr. Mabel Majikadunmi, our academic chief, is definitely left Twix. She brings her crispiness right to the forefront. She's all business all the time, straight out the box. You better not be late for conference, late for your shift, or with any of your lecture assignments, because it's crispy cookie right out of the package. But after a few energy drinks and a breakfast of bacon, potatoes, and ketchup, she mellows out and finds the smoothness of her caramel and the sweetness of her chocolate. But how do you choose? Left Twix or right Twix? It's a good decision either way. But unfortunately, this dynamic duo must separate. So in July, Dr. Letty Alingical will be moving to Illinois, where she will be working as an attending physician at Advocate Health South Suburban Hospital, and Dr. Majikadunmi will be heading south to Virginia, where she will be assuming an attending physician role in Inova Alexandria Hospital. In this same jar, I found the Special Dark. This is the chocolate with the highest percentage of cocoa. Little sugar, lots of depth, packed full of all the necessary nutrients. This candy is sought after by those who have little tolerance for the fluff. They cut straight to the chase, quickly but carefully, and thoughtfully they solve the problem. Dr. Samil Narayan, who only smirks or smiles when pleasantly pleased during a well-run shift, is dependable and resourceful at all times. He continues and always sets the bar high. Dr. Narayan will be moving to Buffalo, New York as an attending physician within the Catholic health system. So, I looked in my candy jar one final time, and I found the crackle. It's milk chocolate with Rice Crisps. You never know how many crisps you're gonna get in each bite. They're all over the place, but once you sit down and take a moment, you begin to see how multifaceted and amazing this candy bar can be. Dr. Michael Keith Simmons can be crazy and colorful at times. With a quirky sense of humor, he's always lighthearted, optimistic, and cynical all at the same time. Just like the crackle, he's always full of surprises. Dr. Simmons will be assuming an attending physician role at Jamaica Hospital Medical Center in Queens, New York. And finally, to all of the graduates, most of which I have had the pleasure of working with at some point in time during their training. Remember this: You enter this institution with the intent to first do no harm, to learn to be the best clinicians and clinician leaders possible. But now you go out to serve your communities and preserve the health of those you will care for with all that you have learned. Remember your why. During times of fatigue and burnout, remember this moment where you breathe deeply the sigh of relief as your training comes to a conclusion and you embark on your lifelong dream, which has now become reality. Remember the reasons why you chose medicine and why medicine chose you. In conclusion, I would like to take a moment to extend a special thanks to all the emergency department faculty, nurses, and staff who have spent countless hours educating, training, and evaluating our residents. To Ms. Hayes, our program director, who works tirelessly to ensure that the residency and the residents are always prepared and able to function throughout the course of their training. To Ms. Jennifer John, who has devoted many hours to assisting our administration of our residency and our department. To Ms. Dolores Mendez, Ms. Nancy Jamie, to Karina, and to all of you in every department who had a hand in training our residents. Thank you all very much for your time.
Next is Family Medicine, our chair, Dr. Shirley Abraham, and Program Director, Dr. Heidi Rivera.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to invite Dr. Rivero, Dr. Harmon, and Valerina, our program coordinator, to come up. All right, good afternoon to our CEO, Mr. Taranoni, Ms. Liz Fontaine, Dr. Amerfar, members of senior administration, esteemed faculty, proud family members, and of course, our beloved graduates. It is my great honor to stand before you today to celebrate the remarkable achievements of all of you, especially my 7 family medicine residents. Congratulations to all of you graduating today. But as of all these 7 remarkable individuals today embarking on the next phase of medical careers in family medicine, I want to celebrate their achievements, honor their contributions, and eagerly anticipate the impact they're going to have in this world of healthcare. First and foremost, amongst the rigorous demands of residency, this resident managed to find joys in snacking. His name is Dr. Moise. He's constantly reminding us to take a Snicker break. He should be on the commercial. He taught us to take small moments to indulge and delight in life's simple pleasures. So we thank you for that, Dr. Moise. We applaud our tallest resident, Dr. Stan Alexander, who defies all stereotypes, proving that height does not dictate his path. He's not Michael Jordan, but you're still the MVP of family medicine. You are still Stan the man, okay? To the resident, Dr. Choi, who embraces the artistry and grace of a geisha, we admire your unique personality and your unique beauty you bring to our medical community. Your fun-loving personality has been what we need in this world today. To our next resident, our Princess of Persia, Dr. Soizi, whose compassion knows no bounds. Your kindness and empathy have touched lives of countless patients and colleagues alike. Keep your healing heart strong. Your heart is in the right place. Dr. Crooks, who's embarking on a quest for more knowledge in OBGYN. I just don't understand why. Your passion for learning and commitment to women's health has invaluable assets to our field. Dr. Bayer, you are blessed to have her in your program. To the resident with a cute smile and a Hispanic name, confused us all, Dr. Edward Bautista, your name itself reflects your rich Filipino heritage. You bring warmth and diversity to our program, and your presence reminds us of the richness of our shared human experience. Lastly, I want to commend our studious resident, Dr. Feng Chen, who approaches every challenge with diligence and determination. Your dedication to your craft sets an example for all of us. Congratulations to all the graduates of 2024. I want to also say a special thanks to our internal medicine graduates. You guys made my life a lot easier with the MDRs, and I thank you for all the discharges and all the patients you have touched. So I want to thank you as well. May your paths be illuminated in your pursuit for knowledge, guided by passion enriched by friendships, and forged a lot of friendships along the way. The future of medicine is brighter because of each of you. Thank you.
Department of Family Medicine, Stanislav Arkadev. Dr. Edward Watco Bautista. Dr. Feng Cheng. Dr. Young Young Choi. Dr. Carlisa Janelle Crooks. Dr. Mateen Soisi. And Dr. Moiz Ahmed Sahid.
Just waiting on Dr. Rivero. She'll say a few words. Somebody took my speech.
He's right today. Good afternoon. Greetings to administration, GME, family, friends, and to the class of 2024. We are here to honor and celebrate you. Congratulations. Thank you, Dr. Abraham, for keeping this department strong. It is my pleasure to announce that Dr. Alexis Harman, a graduate of our program, has joined us as Associate Program Director, and to welcome our new residency coordinator, Ms. Valrina McLeod. A special thanks to Ms. Dahlia Davidson, who still had my back during a very challenging academic year. This class was my first match. For me, today feels like things are coming full circle. A lot of changes in 3 years, and I cannot believe how much I remember from your interviews. I wish I had pictures of your nervous faces on the screens. Stanislav Arkadev. Stand up. Sorry if my pronunciation is off. I have to confess, I still search my email to copy-paste your last name. Yes, okay. I don't know if he remembers, but we first met on the hallway of our clinic. He was waiting to precept, and I was waiting for a patient to get changed. He was standing like a soldier. He didn't even look at me. So I said, are you applying this season? Yes. What are you applying for? Family. Did you get an interview here? No. Have you knocked at the coordinator's door and asked for one? No. Even though I only got one-word responses, for some reason I was in a good mood, and I said, I think you should go and ask for an interview. A couple weeks later, he was all chatty at the interview, telling me how he had developed an app. This pretty much describes his residency. Quiet, standing in the back, but ready for action when needed. Next year, Stan will be doing geriatric fellowship at Mount Sinai. Eduard Bautista. During his interview, he had a light gray suit, perfect spiky hair. He was all smiles and I loved his energy. His interview was fun. We spoke about our favorite places to eat in Queens. And the thing with Ed is that he's a foodie and he grew up here. So if you want to try anything from street food to a fancy meal, Ed will have a great recommendation. We also spoke about our shoe obsessions. I'm almost sure he's wearing sneakers today. Ed, we will be forever in debt to you for saving our Jack. He's searching for an outpatient primary care position. Dr. Fen Chen. She is calm and quiet and gets the job done with no fuss. She is devoted to her family, likes music, and has training in martial arts. She had a difficult road to where she stands today, but she has proven without a doubt that she can make it through anything. She is searching for an outpatient primary care position. Yoon Choi. A woman of few words, often her eyes give her away. They roll on their own, and you can see what's really going on in her mind. She's fast with numbers and processing new information. That made her job as a chief easier and efficient. She laughs often and does not take things personally. It's very easy to work with her. At first glance, she appears very serious, but has a great sense of humor and appreciates my sarcastic remarks. She's headed to Geriatric Palliative Fellowship at Mount Sinai. Carlisa Cruz. She doesn't like pictures or being in the spotlight. Today is basically a torture for her. She is calm and does not lose her cool even when things get tough. Carlisa, I'm so grateful. It was you next to me during the first crisis of this academic year and for many others that followed. Carlisa never waited. Whenever I texted to ask for her help as a chief, her answer was, I'm already on it. She sees a problem and immediately looks for a solution. I'm very proud to announce that she will stay close since she will be starting her residency at OBGYN in our own hospital. Dr. Bayer, I'm sure we can convince her to stay as faculty once she's done. Matin Soisi. In time that is common to see students showing up late with a coffee in the hand, with a wrinkled, not very clean lab coat, having Matin around is a reminder of what professionalism really means. In her interview, she looked extremely nervous, and light was dim, so it was hard to see her, but her hunger for knowledge and desire to work hard shined brightly. Matin is humble, and she has yet to realize her full potential. I'm sure she will achieve wonderful things. Next year, she's going to geriatric fellowship at NYU. Moïse Sahid. He was a solid student and left an impression on the chief resident that opened our doors for him. He did not disappoint. He's practical, hard worker, and studies through the year. Every year, he won the prize for the highest in training exam score. You wouldn't guess But as we say in Spanish, it's easier to dress him than to feed him. He is always hungry. Moise is headed to outpatient primary care in Orlando, Florida, and I foresee him being in academics in a couple years. Dear graduates, welcome to real life. Your days as a student are over, and now you will be on your own. Take a deep breath, let that one sink in. It's time to be in charge and shape your career. Your success and satisfaction are your responsibility. They won't depend on the institution you are working at, or your boss, or your peers. They depend on you. You already found something that you are good at. Now find your purpose in life and how you can contribute to your community. It is hard work, but that is the secret for happiness. Please remember that your meaningful life is not a destination, it's a journey. Good luck, and thank you.
Next is internal medicine. I would like to invite Dr. Gasparino, the chair, and Dr. Vasudevan, program director.
Hello, everyone. I'd first like to thank Mr. Terranoni and the Board of Trustees for their unwavering support for our GME programs at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. My name is Dr. James Gasparino. My name is Dr. James Gasparino, and I'm truly honored to be the chairman of the Department of Medicine, the chief of critical care medicine, and one of the associate chief medical officers for the Brooklyn Hospital Center. And for those of you who don't know, the Division of Critical Care Medicine was created in 2017. And at that time, we expanded our pulmonary fellowship to include specifically critical care training. And you'll hear more about that shortly, about that wonderful program. To the graduating class, I would like to offer a very warm congratulations. This is a day that culminates years of hard work and achievements. Each of you have shown such considerable resilience and commitment to your field. And never underestimate resilience, because resilience is what's going to allow you to take the high road with your career. And what I mean by that is that through resilience, you'll rely on effort and not luck, because we know that everyone's luck eventually runs out. So let me take just a few moments to reflect on some of the accomplishments of this class. So your efforts have certainly propelled the hospital to a higher CMS star rating, which is a very important quality rating that rates all hospitals in the United States. So that is quite an accomplishment. And as many of you know, the Brooklyn Hospital Center has been ranked by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best regional hospitals. And 6 of the 7 high-performing services in that award were within the Department of Medicine. And certainly your achievements and your contributions to that award is quite significant. Your research and publications are setting a new standard for residents at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. And you should be proud to know that the department is now being recognized nationally for its work in health policy and health equity, particularly in regard to vulnerable populations. So the department's work is poised to change healthcare not only in Brooklyn, but throughout New York State and perhaps beyond. And I would like to mention that the inspiration for much of that work really comes from our own CEO and president, Mr. Gary Terranoni, who was really one of the leaders in creating some policy changes. And I think that he was a great inspiration to this work, and the work continues. So your achievements are not simply statistics. They really reflect the countless lives that you've all touched and improved. So on behalf of the Department of Medicine, I would like to extend a very heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you. Dr. Vasudev. Oh, all right. So,
You want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Ms. Mendes will call out the name of our graduates. As their names are being called out, Dr. Etienne and Dr. Yo will announce their postgraduate career path.
Department of Internal Medicine, Dr. Salman Ayaz.
Salman Ayaz is going to be headed to Long Island Jewish Hospital, North Shore, to become a hospitalist.
Dr. Sahil Bhushan.
Dr. Bhushan is going to be a nocturnist at Plainview Hospital, New York.
Dr. Bruce Christopher Collette.
Bruce is heading to primary care practice in Connecticut, Stamford.
Dr. Salman Haider.
Salman is headed to hospitalist in Yale, Connecticut.
Yeah, he's not here.
Dr. Krishna Haridasan.
Krishna will become a hospitalist, still looking for the position. He's not coming.
Dr. Giovanni Isaac Cost.
Gio is headed to inflammatory bowel disease advanced fellowship at Rush, Chicago.
Dr. Hervey Genti.
Herbie's going to be a hospitalist at NYU Brooklyn.
Dr. Diksha Cole.
Diksha Cole is heading to endocrine fellowship in Illinois.
Dr. Farah Rahel Khan.
Farah is going to be a PGY 4 chief resident in Yale, New Haven, Connecticut.
Dr. Michelle Kaufman.
Michelle is joining us here at TBHC for Hem-Onc Fellowship.
Dr. Vikash Kumar.
Vikash is heading to GI at Creighton University in Arizona.
Dr. Simon Lucas.
Simon is going to become an endocrinologist, fellowship at Stony Brook.
Dr. Sabrine Akhtar Marowa.
Sabrina also endocrinology fellowship at Nassau University.
Dr. Pierce Maslach.
Pierce is going to become a nocturnist in South Dakota, Sanford Medical Center.
Dr. Daria Primal Nanavati.
One of our chiefs is staying with us for cardiology fellowship at TBHC.
Dr. Mike Ng.
Mike is going to become a nocturnist at Stony Brook.
Dr. Victoria Okusanya.
Victoria is one of our chiefs. She's headed to psychiatry, PGY 2 at Mount Sinai.
Dr. Matthew Peachy.
Dr. Peachy is going to become a hospitalist, still being decided.
Dr. Sabin Rashkarnikar.
Sabin, also hospitalist in Maryland.
Dr. Kyle Matthew Schaff.
Kyle, also hospitalist, to be decided where.
Dr. Vagdevi Sitaraju.
Zach Davey is doing ID and critical care fellowship at SUNY Upstate.
Dr. Anubhav Ashkat Singh.
Anubhav is going to be an outpatient attending at Robert Wood Johnson, New Jersey.
Dr. Rishabh Singha.
Rishabh is doing a critical care fellowship at Memorial Sloan in the city.
Dr. Sharad Sonati.
Sharad, also hospitalist, to be decided where.
Dr. Vavya Kumar Vashani.
Vachani, one of our chiefs as well. He's going to be doing palliative and hospice fellowship at Buffalo Upstate.
Dr. Bharat Vimulapalli.
Bharat is headed to be a hospitalist in Maine.
And Dr. Tsing Wing.
Hasn't also one of our chiefs. She's going into geriatric fellowship at Montefiore.
Don't worry, all the other groups are smaller. So we'll continue with internal medicine with the fellowships. First, cardiology. I'm not sure. Dr. Ayala?
I'm not talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. My apologies.
Good afternoon. I am Viswanath Vasudevan. I am the Program Director and Vice Chair for Education. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Brooklyn Hospital's senior leadership here, Ms. Fontaine, Mr. Teranoni, Dr. Amir Farr, Dr. Azarian and GME, Dr. Gasparino, my colleagues, and the graduates and their family. On behalf of the Department of Medicine and our residency administrative staff, it is with great pleasure I would like to extend my congratulations to the class of 2024. All of our graduates have earned our respect and admiration. We are extremely proud of our graduate and consider it an honor to have been part of your medical journey. I also want to recognize our dedicated administrative staff, Ms. Noel, the program coordinator, Ms. Davidson, the assistant program coordinator, for their commitment and engagement in the graduate medical education mission. The graduates of 2024 are truly remarkable, and you deserve a special recognition. You will all be remembered as the resident that entered the residency training during the COVID-19 pandemic that claimed many lives. You provided care to the most vulnerable population. You have worked tirelessly and saved countless lives and kept our communities safe. Your dedication, courage deserve our deepest gratitude and admiration. Take pride that you are graduating from a 179-year-old hospital, a pioneer and a premier healthcare institution in Brooklyn. You are poised to do great things in life. You have excelled in a dynamic and demanding learning environment. 3 years of residency have really transformed you from a novice intern to a physician leader. You have cultivated the habit for lifelong learning. You have built a solid foundation to be competent, compassionate, and caring physician. You are better prepared than most to navigate challenges of any workplace. Medical education is for improving the lives of our patients. You have served the needy in Brooklyn, and you will continue to serve the socioeconomically underprivileged with the same dedication and compassion. Artificial intelligence is threatening to hijack patient care from doctors, but be assured that only doctors provide care with human spirit, judgment, and wisdom. Each of you will pursue your own career path, either in medical practice, in medical education, in research, or in public health. Many of the graduates have chosen to continue a fellowship training program in highly competitive fellowship training program in prestigious university hospitals, including the Brooklyn hospitals. Many others will work and shine as hospitalists or primary patient care providers. Do what your heart desires. Be passionate about your work. No matter where you work and what you do in life, remember that you are all alumni ambassadors of the Brooklyn Hospital, and you will carry the legacy of the Brooklyn Hospital and bring glory to your alma mater. I would like to extend my special appreciation to 7 graduating chief residents. They are experts in multitasking, crisis management, and are skilled conflict negotiators. Thank you for enforcing discipline. All of our graduates have completed the grueling residency training, have acquired the knowledge, skills, and attitudes, and are proficient in all 6 ACGME core competencies. You are now certified to be trustworthy, and very well prepared for autonomous and unsupervised practice. Graduation is not the end of the journey, but rather the beginning of a lifelong pursuit of knowledge and professional growth. As the graduates embark on the next phase of a professional journey, I offer you my best wishes for your continued success and happiness. Thank you all for your commitment in keeping the Brooklyn community healthy. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2024, and thank you all for your education. Thank you.
So we will continue with Medicine Division of Cardiology, Dr. Ayala.
So, I'll try to be brief. Dr. Terrinoni, Dr. Gasparino, administration, thank you so much for making this celebration happen every year. Thank you for letting us do what we care the most as physicians. I only have 2 fellows to congratulate this year. Every year it's the same. I'm here honored because I'm trusted by Dr. Reddy. He's not here, and the attendings from cardiology, Dr. Trellman, Dr. Kevin, and Dr. Siddiqui nowadays to be able to express our gratitude. Come over here, guys. Dr. Suganya has been a product of Brooklyn Hospital. She has been to the residency year, she has been acknowledged since the very beginning to be a great professor and educator for the younglings, the other residents and colleagues. She did a year of chief in medicine, which also demonstrated a lot of her attitudes and her personality. Throughout the 3 years of fellowship, she continues to excel on the compassionate patient care that every year, I was telling Dr. Girolamo that it's been my 10th year as an attending, and so although I consider myself still junior, it's not that anymore, I guess. And I've been seeing that every generation of fellows have been getting better and better. So this year is another culmination. So Dr. Suganya, just continue your great personality. She's going to University of South Alabama as joining an academic university position, attending another vulnerable population. I'm sure that she will continue to excel as a professor for the younglings, and that I say often to the residents and the fellows that you will be joining there. I don't have too much else to say. It's been almost 6 years since I've been trying to express my my teachings that I may have, but continues to embrace, but more importantly, continue to be as passionate for to advocate for your patients. I truly admire the fact that you continue to correct me on the already tried advocation for each of the patients. No, congratulations. We're very proud. Dr. Patin Badla, he's also a graduate from Brooklyn Hospital. I truly admire the fact that he has integrated in these last 3 years of his training in Brooklyn Hospital. After internal medicine, he joined investigation team for imaging for cardiac MRI, which besides going into more academic training, he gathered more attributes as a scientist that I see him. Part of what I really admire currently on him is that he was able to integrate in these years to be able to multitask. He is our current and graduating cardiology fellow. I'm sure that the colleagues that are not here, the younglings, really appreciate the job that you did this year. I'm truly proud on how much you have progressed in the fact that your integration of medical scientific knowledge is ultimate right now. He's joining a private group in one of the prestige cardiology centers here in Long Island, in San Francisco and Heart Institute. So we hope to hear from you. I hopefully try to do a little bit better each year. Dr. Reddy asked me to get a little bit better speech this year. I tried to embrace a little bit the technologies. I just ChatGPT about doing it, but I couldn't. So I'll continue sticking to my GLP-1s and SGL2s as the only technologies that I'll continue to use for now. Congratulations. Chris.
We want to continue with the gastroenterology specialty.
I'm going to introduce them. I'll say the speech and then I'll introduce them.
No, you can say the speech after. Yes, thank you. Dr. Praneeth Kumar Reddy Bandaro. Rick. Dr. Vijay Vaksha Reddy Gayam. Dr. Sud Gotur. Dr. Sri Lakshmi Gujula.
I'd like to call Julie and Denzel here on the stage. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Dear graduates, families, faculty, and administration, congratulations to all 2024 graduates. Today, I'm honored to announce 4 graduating fellows of 2024. I have so much to say about each one of them that it made a long speech and I had to cut it down due to limited time. I will mention a few highlights about each one of them. Dr. Praneeth Bandaru, could you please come onto the stage? Yeah, thank you. So I'm sure everybody knows Praneeth. He's been with us for 6 years now. He completed medical school at Gandhi Medical College in India and joined internal medicine residency at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. Come on to the center, please. Thank you. Don't be shy. He proved to be a stellar resident at TBHC, receiving the Intern of the Month, Resident of the Month award in his second year, and the Chairman's Award for the Best Outgoing Resident in his final year of residency. He also received the Award for Excellence in Teaching from St. George's University medical students. He joined a GI fellowship program with the highest recommendations. After joining the fellowship program, Praneeth worked very hard and was dedicated, always bursting with knowledge. His most outstanding qualities are humility, patient care, and excellent work ethic. He served as an excellent chief fellow, always loyal to the team, available, reliable, answering phone calls from the ER in the middle of the night, even when not on call. Thank you, Praneeth. In addition, he's an excellent teacher and mentor to junior fellows, always steering them on the right path. He always makes Friday didactic sessions so exciting and by far the most favorite educational time for all the fellows. I don't want to brag, but this year, the GTE scores for all GI fellows across the board at every year was more than 92 percentile, and the average is around 50 to 60. In addition to his passion for GI, he values his family very much, and he said the best thing that ever happened to him was his loving and supportive wife, Pujita. His persistence, hard work, and unwavering commitment earned him Advanced Endoscopy Fellowship at St. Joseph's University Medical Center, New Jersey. I can see his excitement. He can't wait to start. Praneeth will be missed for so much, especially his passion for GI and interactive discussions, which keep us all wanting to read more to keep up. Congratulations, thank you, and all the best, Praneeth. We're very proud of you. Dr. Sri Lakshmi Gurjala, please come onto the stage. So everybody knows Sri as well. She's been with us for 6 years now. Sri received a medical degree from American University of Antigua and joined TBHC for residency. I still remember the first day I met Sri. She interviewed for residency at Brooklyn Hospital. The moment I met her, I saw the spark and passion in her for medicine and GI. During residency, she earned Clinician of the Year award for her commitment to patient care. She was nominated as chief resident in the 3rd year of residency due to her leadership skills, dedication, and work ethic. She joined GI fellowship program with glorious recommendations from all TBHC faculty. Sri worked hard from day one of her fellowship and constantly strived to do her best with the most positive attitude. She's an excellent team player, reliable, and always willing to cover and help her colleagues. Sri is very passionate about teaching and gave excellent lectures on mortality, making it simple to understand. She performed exceptionally well in all 3 years on all areas during fellowship training. Sri holds true to the quote by Robin Sharma, starting strong is good, finishing strong is epic. Sri, you've done amazing. Yes, very, very proud of you. She also had a great wedding during fellowship, which all of us thoroughly enjoyed. All I can say, Nikhil is a very lucky man. Sri also greatly respects her parents and is very thankful for all the sacrifices. They're here today, and congratulations. She has such a positive impact that when she went to job interviews, her employers seemed so excited and wanted to hire her immediately. Finally, Cape May got lucky. Sri will join esteemed team at Cape Regional Health System. She will be dearly missed for many things, most of all for her positive outlook and kind attitude. Thank you, congratulations, and all the best, Sri. Next is Dr. Sud Gottschalk. Could you please come onto the stage here? Sud joined us highly qualified after completing 3 years of GI fellowship training in Istanbul, Turkey. After coming to United States, he completed 3 years of internal medicine residency at Waterbury, Connecticut, where he was awarded Best Resident in his 3rd year. He also served as 4th-year Chief Resident before joining a GI Fellowship program. One of Soot's unique qualities is he always exudes great energy and is always happy. He's efficient and hardworking, and his excellent clinical acumen, always humble, and working with him in consult service and endoscopy unit is a breeze. He dedicates 1 hour daily to reading medical books with kids, reflecting his continuous quest for knowledge and staying updated with the latest advancements. He received more than 99 percentile in all 3 years of GI fellowship training in GI in training exams. He also scored twice in the country's top 6-year GI fellows in Endotitus Challenge in 2 consecutive years. He helped us participate in GI Jeopardy at the American College of Gastroenterology when our team was among the 5 top finalists for 2 successive years, which is, never happens, and he really helped us reach there. Outside of his excellent academic track record and professional life, Sut is a dedicated husband and father. I must mention to Jula, his wife, who's here today, that he always puts them first before his professional life and also applied to advanced GI programs only close to home. He always speaks about his 2 children who are his pride and joy. His hard work, excellent clinical and academic track record earned him Advanced Endoscopy Fellowship in top program of his choice, close to home, in Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. We will miss his cheerful and energetic personality and for everything I already mentioned. Thank you, Sut. Congratulations and all the best. Dr. Vijay Garg. Vijay completed medical school at Osmani Medical College in India and residency at Interfaith Medical Center in Brooklyn before joining GI Fellowship. He served in several leadership roles, including Chief Resident, APD of Medicine, and Counselor for the American Federation of Medical Research. Vijay joined GI Fellowship with heavy clinical experience and prolific research profile. Despite all his prior experiences and titles, he was very hardworking, humble, and always with a smile, early to endoscopy unit, clinics, and didactic sessions. I've never seen him upset. He's always calm and efficient, and you work with him, you know it will be a seamless day. He's very prolific in research, over 100 publications, and author of book chapters. He's an editorial board member and reviewer of multiple international journals and has earned numerous awards. Despite his achievements, he's grateful, appreciative of every opportunity, especially his GI fellowship training at TBHC, which he constantly reminds us of. He also always makes time for his wife Pavani, who's here today, and daughter, who are well known to the GI team, as he never misses an opportunity to bring them to GI events. When I think of Vijay, I think of perseverance and a quote by Ramana Maharishi. No one succeeds without effort. Those who succeed owe the success to perseverance. Vijay's perseverance and hard work earned him an Advanced Endoscopy Fellowship in the program of his top choice. He's excited to start Advanced Endoscopy Fellowship at University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center. We will miss him for his calm and happy personality, among many other great attributes. Thank you, Vijay. Congratulations and all the best. I want to finally end by thanking Julie, our outstanding GI Fellowship Coordinator, our excellent GI faculty, our APD, Dr. Etienne, Dr. Navas, Dr. Moshiniyat, faculty from other participating sites at St. Barnabas Hospital, Queens, endoscopy office staff, Dr. Gasparino, Dr. Zarin, Dolores, Nancy, Karina, and all other faculty, senior leadership, and administration for the support. Once again, I extend my warmest congratulations to all graduates. Your achievements are truly commendable. Wishing you all the best in your future endeavors.
All right, I promised to be brief. I was looking at the time, and I said this is the time of the day when our anesthesia colleagues tell the junior fellows, please take your time, but do hurry up. It's that time. But I do want to wish a very hearty congratulations to all our esteemed graduates, everyone that has been called so far, and all those that are to come. A few short years have flown by. It is bittersweet to see all of you leave and embark on all of your individual journeys. Know that all the faculty that took part in your training are thrilled and are confident about the positive impact you'll be making in the world. Gratefulness, talent, and grit have gotten all of you guys this far and should continue to form some of the pillars of your success. You are now positioned to influence and care for humanity. I'll leave you with the quote that was said, I believe, at my graduation. Go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good. Congratulations to all of you guys.
The Division of Hematology and Oncology, Dr. Shanisa Hussaini.
Hi, how are you? I'm Max Shulimovich. I'm the chief of Hemonc here. Okay, first I want to thank, nope. I'll project.
Yeah.
All right. I want to thank Julie, who's here, there she is, and everyone here, thank you for coming. This is because of our fellow, Janissa, I'm saying it right, I'm pretty sure, who is graduating today. I'll keep it short. This is from all of our faculty. You have mentioned that you expected a speech. Yes. Yeah, and that was not recycled and not written by ChatGPT. Not recycling was easy because I don't remember what I said last time. But not to sound like it's written by ChatGPT was harder. Everything we can do, we can probably do better. So I did try to consult ChatGPT, and it recommended that I discuss your intelligence, your diligence, your conscientiousness, and your integrity. I didn't want to argue with it, just so it will look more favorably upon me when it takes over the world. You are definitely very smart, very hardworking. There's nothing to discuss. You're brilliant. You have integrity. That is to say, you have a very well-developed sense of what is right and wrong, and you're willing to fight for it if need be. Don't stifle it. I know you try to stifle it. Don't stifle it. Well, maybe stifle it a little, but embrace it sometimes as well. You are definitely very conscientious. That is to say, you're worried about most things. And I honestly think that even though it is difficult to live with this, it is your biggest weapon when it comes to patient care. I'm confident you will always be worried about your patients, and they will benefit from it. Your family might suffer a bit, but your patients will benefit. We, the faculty, are very proud of you in the way that you're proud of your friend when they accomplish something. I think we became friends in your fellowship, and hopefully we'll stay friends even though you're moving to Florida. Ew. We know you. We know what you're capable of. Your thought processes, how much you know, and what you don't yet know because you can't know everything. You showed over and over again that you are very intelligent, very insightful, very curious, very strong, resilient, kind, extremely conscientious, and you have integrity. You will be an amazing attending. Congratulations.
Division of Pulmonary Disease and Critical Care Medicine, Dr. Arish Azar. Dr. Wael Kalaji.
Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? No? Is it on?
We lost the microphone. You have to speak loud.
All right. Well, I'll try the best I can. First off, I want to thank all the hospital leadership for the support of all the GME programs. Without you, all of this wouldn't be possible, so thank you very much. Secondly, I want to congratulate all of the graduates today. It's been an absolute pleasure working and with you guys over the past several years. It's been quite an experience, and it's amazing how time flies so quickly, seeing you all of you up here today. We have 2 graduates from the Pulmonary Critical Care Fellowship Program this year. They're both outstanding fellows. They're both tremendous clinicians. Is there a button on it or something? What's that?
Yeah.
Neither one of them needs too much of an introduction. They were both internal medicine residents here. They both went on to serve as chief residents before coming to the Pulmonary Critical Care Fellowship Program. Not only are they classmates, but they're both close personal friends, friends with us, friends with each other. They collectively refer to themselves as the Bomb Squad. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I go along with it. I know I speak for our entire faculty when I say that we're truly going to miss them. We're really happy for their professional and their personal growth over the years. Both of them have become fathers ×2 during their time here at Brooklyn Hospital. So I congratulate both of you. I wish you the best of luck in the future, and remember, 4,000 weeks.
Okay, so we have to be done by 5, so we're going to try to move it along. So next is OBGYN, Dr. Bayer, Chair and Program Director.
Thank you, Armand. Well, I guess the mic is not working, so I'll just speak as loudly as possible. Good afternoon, all. Ms. Fontaine, Chair of our board, our President and CEO, Mr. Terranoni, Dr. Amafor, our CMO, and honored guests and graduates. It's always a pleasure to be here to celebrate the accomplishments of Brooklyn Hospital Center's graduating class of residents and fellows. I'm especially honored to congratulate and recognize my group of residents for their hard work and dedication, not only to the Brooklyn Hospital, but to our specialty. The journey they have taken to get here today has not always been smooth. Many have had to overcome some significant obstacles to make it to today, but you've done it. Obstetrics and gynecology as a residency and specialty, while quite rewarding, requires many long hours and sleepless nights. Unfortunately, it doesn't end here. This will not change after today, but I'm sure you're ready for what life has to offer. While our residents have their unique personalities and characteristics, some nurturing, some humble, others outgoing, they share the common qualities of compassion, dedication, and commitment to providing outstanding care to our patients. These qualities, whether innate or acquired, are absolutely necessary to be an effective physician who will be providing the highest quality of care to our patients. During our graduation, I often reflect on my many years in the field and the profound joy I still have of taking care of our patients and be a part of residency education. While the changes in graduate medical education can be challenging, I find training the next generation of physicians to be an honor. I wish for our graduates that they continue to have joy and passion after many decades in their chosen paths. Our residents have logged many hours, worked many nights and weekends on labor and delivery, in the operating room, and in our continuity clinic, missing, as we all have, many events. But I promise to you that what you've learned during the last 4 years has laid a strong foundation that will be invaluable to you as your careers progress. I would be remiss if I do not thank your families for entrusting you to us for your education, and I salute them for raising such great individuals and supporting your dreams. I'm sure without their support, you would not have been able to accomplish what you have today. I would also like to thank my Associate Program Director, Dr. Juana Cuevas, my Residency Coordinator, Ms. Janelle Salande, my Departmental Administrator, Ms. Edith Olmeda, the Chief of Section, Dr. Michael Moretti, Dr. Kristen Selig, and Dr. Robbie Seton, our faculty, Drs. Numi, Fiev, Morali, Patel, Radoskovich, Halstead, Bybody, and Carr. I challenge our graduates to go forward and have a positive impact on the healthcare system, especially in regards to health quality, equity, and closing healthcare disparities that we are currently facing. Also, try to obtain that elusive goal of a work-life balance. It's hard to take care of patients when you're not taking care of yourselves. Finally, I would like to leave you with a quote. It's from Sir William Osler. The good How many doctors does it take to fix a mic? Finally, I would like to leave you with a quote from Sir William Osler. The good physician treats disease. The great physician treats the patient who has the disease. Remember, you always have a home at Brooklyn Hospital Center, and we look forward to sharing your success with you. Thank you.
Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Jordan Elizabeth Pope. Dr. Fleer Fagning. And Dr. Paula Wolf.
Dr. Jordan Hoke, she would be going back home to Florida and joining practice. Dr. Flair Vachman will be staying locally and joining NYU as part of their faculty practice. Dr. Paola Wolf will be going not far away, but upstate and joining a hospital-based practice. And Dr. Kelsey Paul Stubbs, who is not here today, will be in practice in New York City also. Thank you, graduates.
We got it. Now it's
It's all good. I'll just turn it up in the booth for you.
We have. Thank you. Next is pediatrics. I'd like to invite Dr. Kandamudi.
It's that time of the afternoon where everybody wants a stretch. Everybody has spoken everything that I had prepared for, so I copy-paste everyone, especially Dr. Dim. Again, acknowledge Ms. Lizanne Fontaine, Chair, Board of Trustees, Mr. Terranoni, our President, Sam Amarfar, our CMO, all the chairs, Armand, our DIO, and sincerely, I want to thank you for your commitment, not only to the community here for patient care, but for education. World over, people come here and get trained and contribute to the rest of the world, really. So that's a great thing. I also want to give a shout out to the families that are here. None of these people would be here without you guys. So I really want to applaud you guys. And of course, I want to congratulate all you guys for making it through. I especially want to congratulate my own group, our pediatric residents. Can you please stand? Oh, you're standing there. You're coming. And they stand out, really. Arguably, they are the best looking graduates of this class. Look at the diversity. We have a resident from Bahrain, from India, from California, from Canada, and we have Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whatever. Everybody is with us. And that is a great thing. And that's a great help for us in serving the community as well, because Brooklyn is a very diverse community. I want to acknowledge their contributions, not only to patient care. Obviously, they do clinics, they help us with the inpatient floors. They also attend the delivery room, they do ER, they do everything that helps our community, but also they contribute with education to the medical students. They have done important quality improvement projects that benefited us as a department and the hospital. They have done research and presented at national meetings and published. So I'm really proud of this group. And I really want to tell them they are graduating from TBHC. T is for thankfulness. Be thankful. Be thankful that you're really, first of all, there. Second, you have the privilege and the ability to work and help people, and just be thankful for this program and this hospital for what it helped you achieve in your life. B is be a blessing to others. Be a blessing to your family, be a blessing to your patients, be a blessing to the people you work with. Just be a blessing. And also try to lead a balanced life. Of course, it's important, H, TBH. H is be happy. If you're not happy, you ain't going to make anybody else happy. So be happy. And the other thing is be humble. My attending in Barbados when I used to work there, Bertie Graham always told me, every morning on rounds, he would say, Noah, medicine is very humbling. Every day we know what we could have done better and what we have not able to. We misdiagnosed this yesterday. It's really very humbling. Care, C is for caring. Not just caring, but caring with compassion. So I, with a warm heart, welcome you to the greatest profession in the world, to be a pediatrician. I know we don't get big paychecks, but but our morale is highest and our happiness is the greatest. And I want to close with this quote from Angelou, Amaya, right? People will forget what you did for them, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So make the world feel better. That's all I have to say.
Department of Pediatrics, Mohammed Adnal Al-Arayi. Dr. Tiffany Richmond. Dr. Shivani Mitul Desai. Dr. Michael Allen Jondro. Dr. Sumaya Maria Hack. Dr. Karis Yering Jung. Dr. Ashlyn Bronze Katz. Dr. Monica Conero. Dr. Olu Wadamilayo Obaminti. Dr. Shreya Sohani. And Dr. Melissa Francis Paracio.
Dr. Crater.
Right, I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. We had our departmental party last night, so a lot of what I've said has already been said. So please forgive me if I'm going quick. I have to thank and I want to congratulate all of the graduates and their families and their friends, both here and virtually. I have to also thank very much Mr. Terranoni and Ms. Fontaine and the hospital administration and the board of directors for supporting us, and as well as the GME department, because without all of your support, we certainly couldn't train our pediatric residents. Of course, I have to give a big thanks to all of my pediatric attendings, the nurses, our medical assistants, and our clerical staff who do help as well in terms of training our residents. I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Condamudi, to my associate program director, Dr. Valentine, who is on vacation and maybe on Zoom, and last but certainly not least, to our program coordinator, Ms. Hunt. Without Danielle and her hard work, I don't even think we would have any pediatric graduates here today, so she does get our special thanks from there. I also want to thank all of my pediatric residents in general, because we did have a very great ACGME survey this year, and hopefully that will continue on. Now back to the reason why we're all here, and I want to thank and congratulate my graduating residents for their outstanding work that they've done throughout the 3 years that they've been here. You are truly my COVID babies. You were interviewed virtually, and we only saw you from the waist up, and when you got here, some of you were very big surprises, and you know who you are. Most of you had never even seen the hospital in person, and when you arrived at orientation, that was your first experience here. And after 3 years now, Brooklyn Hospital Center has become your second home, as long as you leave before your duty hours are over. It was a strange world, and now thankfully things are much better, and you have survived, and you have not only done that, you've thrived. Everybody knows that I watch way too much TV, and in the past all of my speeches have compared my graduating class to a TV show that has been canceled or has ended. And this year, Young Sheldon seemed to be the most appropriate of those shows. For those of you living under a rock, it was the prequel to The Big Bang Theory, and it's the early years of Sheldon Cooper, a quirky genius. And I look at my residents as all of my little geniuses who are now all grown up and ready to take on the pediatric and the emergency medicine world, as you'll find out in a minute. And last night at our graduation, my residents brought up my obsession with Survivor, the TV show, and that has a whole new part of my speech that will come on later. Although your training at Brooklyn Hospital Center has ended, I hope you will stay lifelong learners, and always remember that never end your quest for knowledge, never hesitate to ask questions, never forget medicine is as much an art as it is a science, study for your boards, know that you can always call me as long as it's not during Survivor, and one last thing, just remember that you can only smile because our patients are cuter than anybody else's. So I guess now I will go on to just list where where the residents are going on to. I was going to go on with their APGAR scores, but in the interest of time, I'm going to cut it short and don't do that. Dr. Al-Riyad, you want to stand up? He is going on to do fellowship in neonatology at the University of Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha, Nebraska. Dr. Tiffany Bridgman will go on to be a primary care physician in Westchester, New York. Did I pronounce that correctly? Dr. Shivani Desai will go on to do fellowship at the University of Rochester in sleep medicine in Rochester, New York. Dr. Michael Gendro is going to go back into residency. He's going to do a emergency medicine residency in Western Michigan University Homer Stryker School of Medicine in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Dr. Samaya Hawk will be in private practice in Summit Health in Milburn, New Jersey. Dr. Karis Jung will going on to doing outpatient private practice in Orange County, California. Dr. Ashlyn Katz will be a pediatric hospitalist at CHOP at Mainline Health Bryn Mawr Hospital in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. Dr. Monica Canero will be a pediatric hospitalist as well at Tidal Health Peninsula Regional Medical Center in Salisbury, Maryland. Dr. Lio Obamenti will be going on to do a fellowship in pediatric hematology oncology in UT Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, Texas. Dr. Shreya Sadani will go on to do fellowship at University of Iowa in pediatric gastroenterology and hepatology in Iowa City, Iowa. And Dr. Melissa Sparaccio will go on to do fellowship at, in St. Christopher's Hospital for Children in pediatric critical care in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So remember I said we would get back to my survivor analogy? Well, I guess now the tribe has spoken, and it's time to snuff out all your torches at your TBHC torches in another 3.5 weeks, though. Don't forget, we're still looking at you. Thank you.
Next for our pharmacy department, Dr. DiGregorio.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Terranoni, Ms. Fontaine, and our senior leadership for continuously supporting our pharmacy programs. This is our 20th graduating class from pharmacy. Once upon a time, physicians and pharmacists studied Latin in order to prescribe in a shorthand code that was kind of unbeknownst to the general public. And many of those Latin terms are still used every day in healthcare, although we no longer include the study of Latin language in our curricula. I mention this bit of trivia as another Latin phrase crossed my mind as I entered into the theater today for graduation, and that phrase is tempus fugit. Harry, are you familiar with that one? Dr. Dim knows where this is going. Tempus fugit translates to time flies. And of course, we more commonly know the expression, time flies when you're having fun. But for those of you here as part of the graduating class, you know that time flies even when you're not having fun. Before long, your years of residency will just be a small part of your long and illustrious careers. And I hope that 20 years from now, you will look back at this time with fond nostalgia, and that you will be healthcare leaders, even if it is only in the eyes of your individual patients. As always, I thank you for supporting an environment ripe for collaborative drug therapy management, and for leaving Brooklyn a little better than you found it. Congratulations, guys.
Department of Pharmacy, PGY1, Dr. Natasha Batani. Dr. Christopher Donaldson. Dr. Anna Claire Eckridge. Dr. Hyun Jae. Dr. Pauletta Lazareski. From Ambulatory Care Pharmacy, Dr. Rachel Arnold. Dr. Susan Mirsakanov. Emergency Medicine Pharmacy, PGY2, Dr. Omar Hassanin. Infectious Diseases Pharmacy, PGY2, Dr. Rashid Douglas Louis.
For our residents, some will be staying on with us, some will be moving on to other parts of the world, parts of the country. Our PGY1s, Natasha Batani, who is out ill today, unfortunately, will be staying on to do a second year with us in infectious diseases. Anna Claire Eckrich will be going up to Connecticut, to Yale New Haven, to do a second year for oncology. Christopher Donaldson will be staying on here at TBHC to do a second year in infectious diseases. Hannah J. will be staying on to do a second year with us for ambulatory care. And Pauletta Lazareski will be staying on also to be doing another year with us in ambulatory care. Our ambulatory care PGY2s that are graduating today, Rachel Arnold will be staying on with us. You can see a bit of a theme. In an ambulatory care role with our specialty pharmacy. And Susan Merzakendorf will be exploring other AmCare opportunities in Brooklyn. We have something lined up for her at another institution, we think. For our infectious disease residents, Vincent Tran, who is also out sick today, will be returning to California to explore opportunities there. Rashid Douglas Louis will be staying in Brooklyn. He's finalizing an offer at SUNY Downstate. And our emergency medicine residents, Omar Hassanin, will be staying on here at TBHC, taking on the night shift in the emergency department. And Wendy Chen, who is also out sick today, will be, we believe, going on to a position at Bellevue. She's finalizing that offer. Thank you, everybody.
We will continue with Department of Surgery. We'll start with Podiatry, Dr. Falcone. Chief of Division and Program Director. I'm sorry?
They got me by surprise. Hi, everyone. Now I know how Rodney Dangerfield feels. Before I introduce our residents, foremost, I want to congratulate all of the graduates. Wish you all success and happiness. Okay, I have to recognize the Board of Trustees and Ms. Fontaine, the CEO, Mr. Ternoni, all of administration, Mr. Dr. Amafar, for their continued support of the graduate medical education. Very important. I also would like to acknowledge all the chairs. Medicine, internal medicine, family medicine, radiology, emergency medicine, anesthesia, and radiology. I said that. For taking part in our residents' educational process. Thank you. Two residents. We have two residents that have met all requirements for educational purposes and achievement for certificates. Before I introduce them, though, I do want to leave you guys with one quote. something that was given to me by a patient when I first started. It's by Aristotle, and it's very simple. And I swear by those words every day. It's in my office. And it says, "You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. So please practice your habit." Very important for all of you. Do I introduce them? Is it okay? Our first graduate is Dr. Brandon Adrian. He served as our chief resident. Extremely knowledgeable. Had a blast with him. He's a lot of fun. He's going on to join a very lucrative surgical group, and he's in contract right now, so we will not go any further than that. The second is Young Sen Yang. Very proud of Young Sen Yang. He actually has obtained a fellowship by the American College of Foot and Ankle Surgeons. And what that means for our program is national recognition. So he's the second from our group, one last year and this year, who obtained a fellowship, and the only fellowship that they elected was from our program. So I'm very proud of that. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Next is Department of Surgery for the General Surgery Residency Program, Dr. Gennaro, Program Director, and Dr. Milone, Associate Program Director.
Good afternoon. Before we introduce our graduates, I would like to update you on the status of our residency training program in general surgery. 5 years ago, the accreditation, the ACGME placed the surgical training program on probation, which is one step away from the withdrawal of accreditation. A complete reorganization of the program leadership was immediately implemented, and the members of that program residency team was Monica Michalowski, our previous residency coordinator, Alicia Rezabala, our current residency coordinator, and Dr. Luca Milone, our associate program director. This team worked extremely hard to comply with the requirements of the ACGME with the help of the residents, particularly these graduates, and the faculty. We completely reversed the probationary status of the program successfully. As a matter of fact, in the last 3 years, the accreditation status of program achieved an unprecedented continued accreditation with no citations. These 3 graduates started as PGY1 when we were on probation and now graduated 5 years later, so we owe it to them for their help. I just want to make one more statement if I can. With the program in good shape, I am announcing my long-awaited retirement as program director. I will, however, stay on until a new program director is appointed. And now I call on Dr. Milone to introduce our 2024 graduates.
Right. So I'm the last one speaking. I need to be fast, I guess. Trying to introduce to you the General Surgery Residency Class of 2024. I had the honor to work with Abner, Ali, and May from the beginning of their training, as they were very confused rookie interns and I have the pleasure to see them growing into compassionate and gifted surgeons. I enjoy operating with them. They've gained my trust in the clinical intuition when taking care of patients, and most of all, now I can call them friends. Now let me tell you where they're going. Dr. Abner Ocasio graduated from the University of Puerto Rico School of Medicine and now has matched into Trauma Critical Care Fellowship at the Westchester Medical Center. Dr. Ali Shayestas graduated from INSFA University of Medical Science in Iran and matched in the Plastic Surgery Fellowship at Nassau University in Long Island. Dr. May Kao graduated from Northeast Ohio Medical University and matched into a Vascular Surgery Fellowship at Northwell Health in Manhasset. Abner, May, and Ali matched in prestigious institution, and from the beginning we became proud of them because of this courage and intelligence, and we're very happy for them.
Just one quick thing. Dr. Gennaro was my program director who hired me in 1991. I appreciate all his work and all his dedication. Thank you. So in the last few minutes, we still have a speech from our resident speaker, but we'll make it quick. So I have to thank the president of House staff. This is an elected position. This year, we had a PGY2. It was the first time in a long time, Dr. Owen Cole. He did a great job, strong resident advocate. He worked closely with myself in the GME office, and he's going to start as a chief resident third year in internal medicine as of July 1. So thank you again, Dr. Cole. Next, I'd like to introduce our resident speaker, Dr. Amanda Andre Fernandez. She's a graduating chief resident in oral surgery.
Thank you. So we'll make this quick. I was born and raised in Cuba. My family and I came to this country searching for the dream. My study habits, love for patient care, and work ethic started at home. I wouldn't be here without my parents' love, encouragement, and support. Thank you. My memories of high school include my mom, dad, sister, and I studying around the kitchen table, each of us pursuing a different degree. Fast forward to now, each of us in healthcare, you could say, living the dream. My story might be similar to the stories of many of the residents here, or maybe not, but that is the beauty of the Brooklyn Hospital. This is a place that thrives in its diversity. Through my 6 years at Brooklyn Hospital, I have been fortunate to rotate through many of our departments and had the privilege to work and learn alongside many of you. I am honored to be given the opportunity to address this class and celebrate our accomplishment. Some might still refer to us as the COVID class. The truth is, it shaped our training and our perspective. In the face of uncertainty, we learned to hold our patients' hands and offer comfort. We leaned on each other. We became more creative. We trusted our teachers and mentors. We learned lessons beyond the science of medicine and became more sensitive to the human aspect of our profession. We all have stories, and I believe they should be shared. But as an overall theme, I remember us coming together. Today is a day to reflect on the lessons throughout our journey, express gratitude, and embrace the future with joy. To those who have dedicated their time to mentor us, thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I would like to express a deep personal thank you to Dr. Harry Dim, who is not only my chairman and director and renowned author in our field, but also has served in many leadership positions in this hospital. And I must say Dr. Harry Dim and also Dr. Ricardo Boyce, my GPR director, they have instilled in me a love for serving our community. Your dedication to serving the people of Brooklyn, it's admirable and inspiring. I'd like to also thank those who have supported and created educational opportunities for us. Our president and CEO, Dr. Terroni, our vice president, our chair in academic affairs, Dr. Armin Azarian, and a very special thank you to those who have made this place our home from the very early days of orientation, Gloria, Dolores, Nancy, Jamie, to our loved ones, our family and friends, to all of you here and elsewhere who have experienced residency and fellowship secondhand, uplifted us, and made sacrifices to support us. After so many years, I'm sure you're all thinking, who knew this day would finally come? But we did it. So please join me in giving a big, well-deserved round of applause to the graduating class for the outstanding work, resilience, and grit. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Just a few more announcements. So as Mr. Ternoni mentioned before, on May 29, we had a very successful Resident Scholars Day. Multiple projects were presented. We had a team of judges, and we will give awards to the top three the winners. So the first prize, and I'll invite the three residents. Moiz Zahid will get the first prize. The second prize, and that's along with a $300 gift. The second prize goes to Rishabh Singha, along with a $200 prize. And the third goes to Joel Rosenfeld. So in closing, I would like to thank our Board of Trustees, our CEO, our senior administration for the strong support of GME. Of course, I have to thank my team, Dolores, Nancy, and Karina. The fantastic job you guys do every day. This would not be possible without them. Dolores? So, a special thank you to Dolores. She's a second mom to all our residents and fellows. She spent an enormous amount of effort to prepare 90 residents for graduation while onboarding 90 new interns coming in, maintaining the contracts, the visas, and the well-being of our entire resident class of 265. Thank you. Just a reminder for the graduating residents, this Saturday, June 8th, is our graduation party aboard a Live After 5 cruise. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. In closing, I would like to remind the graduating class of 2024 that we'll see you at work tomorrow, and that until June 30, I am still your DIO. So now please join me in congratulating our 2024 graduating class for a job well done. So the photographer will be available outside in the front for more pictures.